Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey church, welcome to Wednesday Voices. Glad to have you back with us for another week. Over the next 3 weeks, we are going to be looking at the Christmas story. It's a familiar story. We think we know the players, and it's a hard story because a lot of times we hear it, we have all kinds of questions about how could that actually happen? And is it true? And what does it mean? And so what we're going to ask you to do over the course of the next 3 weeks is suspend belief a little bit. Don't worry about the details and whether or not they maybe actually happened this way. I think they did, but I still think even if you're having questions about them, that's okay. And these stories still have something true and powerful to share with us. So this week, we're going to talk about Mary.
Mary is at a real hinge moment in her life. A woman Mary's age, at that time in history, has just a little bit of power that's also very much tied to her vulnerability. She has started menstruating, and there's power in that, being able to make babies and provide a family. And so it is time to figure out a bride price and find someone for her to be with, which is a socio-economic transaction between a father and a fiance. Also, a really vulnerable time, because people are talking about her and around her more than they're talking to her and listening to her. This is how God decides to come to Mary, in her greatest power that is also her greatest vulnerability. Everything could go right for her according to the customs of the law and the culture of the time in this hinge moment, and everything could go completely wrong. She could end up revered and loved, her family expanding, her fortune and security intact, or she could be cast out, considered adulterous, and even stoned to death. There's an anthem that churches sometimes sing during Advent called Mary, Did You Know? And I always bristle at that title because I think Mary definitely knew. I think that she was very in tune with this hinge moment, all of her power and vulnerability tangled up together. She knew what she was getting into if she said yes. And she said yes anyway.
So Mary said yes. I think about Mary as brave, badass, defiant, but that doesn't mean she wasn't scared or nervous. I think about if I would be as brave as her, would I have said yes? But then I think about the times that I have said yes to God finding a home in me. Yes, I will call that friend. Yes, I will take a nap. Yes, I will change what pronouns I use for that person. Yes, I will stand by her side as my friend dies of cancer. Yes, I will accept the new job at Bethlehem. Yes, I will put my body on the line. Yes, I will set those boundaries. Whether it be quiet or timid or loud or excited, when I listen to what God is asking me to do, when I lean into what I may not have experienced yet, listening to God saying yes to God creates in me a new world. That this brokenness that we call life at times, there can be beauty in that. Mary, an outwed, outcast teenager, is entrusted with the task of caring for God. I believe that we are all entrusted with that same responsibility, that we all have God in us, whispering in our ears, asking us to say yes to helping proclaim a new kingdom for all, where the tables are flipped, where we need not be experts, where we need only a willingness to try something new. This week of Advent, I want you to listen for the ways that God is speaking to you. What are the ways that God is asking you to say yes to proclaim a new world, whether that be in your own home, in yourself, or in your community? I invite you to pray with me. This is called God Says Yes to Me. I asked God if it was okay to be melodramatic, and she said yes. I asked her if it was okay to be short, and she said it sure is. I asked her if I could wear nail polish or not wear nail polish. She said, honey, she calls me that sometimes. She said, you can do just exactly what you want to. Thanks, God, I said. And is it even okay if I don't paragraph my letters? Sweet cakes, God said. Who knows where she picked that up? What I'm telling you is, yes, 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 by Kaylin Hott.
Her pride is gathered round her thighs. Her daughter sees herself in her mama's eyes. Velvet tongue and upturned lip, her children clinging at her hip. She plays her songs as incantations, calling forth their own creations. There's nothing as dangerous as a woman who knows herself. There's nothing as powerful as a woman who knows herself. There's nothing as dangerous as a woman who knows herself. There's nothing as powerful as a woman who knows herself. Licks her chops, taste the thunder, rain-soaked dreams and childhood wonder. Black pathways torn asunder. She's defeated but won't surrender. Taste the fruit, kingdom branches, lesson learned, her second chances. Prowess beckons, invites romances. They are clutching at her. There's nothing as dangerous as a woman who knows herself. There's nothing as powerful as a woman who knows herself. There's nothing as dangerous as a woman who knows herself. There's nothing as powerful as a woman who knows herself. Is her daughter the diamond, not proof of her status? Her young son she adores with such hope and such passion. They are glorious. They are glorious. Her children glorious. They are glorious. Dangerous. Powerful. Dangerous. Powerful. There's nothing as dangerous as a woman who knows herself. There's nothing as powerful as a woman who knows herself. There's nothing as dangerous as a woman who knows herself. There's nothing as powerful as a woman who knows herself.